Warning. Fortune and Strife features subjects that can be uncomfortable for a general audience. This episode contains the death and devastation related to the consequences of natural disaster, disease and illness, the troubling questions of what some will do under such circumstances. It also contains use of drugs and alcohol, as well as violence and poor treatment of certain classes and cultures. Listener discretion is advised. Before our break, the Doji Moritora and Asahina Nori, as well as Sueno, came down the beach to the rocks from which, once upon a time, Jinjahime, the ocean spirit, was found. And there they found the monk Kageaki, and he was holding Doji Gen, the Sueno's lady, over the water, and to your horror, he threw her in, at which point you fought the monk with fists of flames, with a yari of air and a naginata, and it seemed as though all the forces of sea and storm were on your side because you managed to bring him down fairly quickly. But now you are on the water's edge, and Sueno and Doji Gen are somewhere in the ocean, and you need to act.
So what I would like to do is I would like to importune a particular spell requesting the aid of the water kami.
Okay.
So importuning is that allows me to cast a spell that I don't normally know. However, I have to give up something as a sacrifice towards the kami to basically allow me to ask them to do so. And then when I make the check, the TN is one higher as well, but allows me to cast a spell I don't normally know. So the spell that I would like to cast is Stride the Waves.
Okay.
And in this regard, it is a TN2 Theology Water check, which will now be upgraded to TN3.
Okay.
And the thing that I will be sacrificing is I will reach down into my pack and pull out the old weathered medicine kit that I got from my sensei. Kind of slowly, close my eyes, kind of bow my head in a little bit of a silent revelry towards my sensei, and then call out loud, "Kami of the ocean, I know that you are upset. I know that things are tumultuous, but lives are at stake, and I implore you, help me to save these lives one more time." And I will toss the medicine kit into the waves.
Okay. Well, I think that is a suitable sacrifice. And let's see how you do.
Oh boy, I'm going to spend a void point to make sure I get this right.
Okay.
Wait, yep, that's right. That's right. Okay. So the total of that roll is going to be... actually, I don't need to take any more successes because bonus successes don't help me on this regard.
Right.
So I'm just going to take the exploding success and normal success, as well as the 2 opportunity and a strife. Now, what I'm going to do here is I would like to extend the range of the spell by 1 increment to bring it out from a range 0 to 2 to a range 0 to 3, because I believe they're within a close enough range for that. I would also like to spend 2 opportunities to target 1 additional person. So I want to get both Gin and Sueno.
All right. So That sounds good. All right. You stride to the very end of the rocks where not where Kakiaki tossed Gen off the end of the rocks into the ocean, and where you saw Sueno dive in after her. And the waves are beating around you, and in the darkness of the impending storm and the fury of the wind and waves, you can't see them anywhere, but you have your faith. And you cast your medicine kit into the ocean, and you call upon your faith in the water kami to please deliver these two women back into the land instead of the depths of the sea where they are currently. And you feel the water kami rising around you. There's just been so many around you. But now this once, with this sacrifice, they heed your call, and the water sort of swells up like a hill rising before you. Or a big wave, but it doesn't crash. It just eases over to the rock that you're standing on, to the point where you have to step back or you will be soaked. And then it recedes, and there, lying on the rock right where you were standing, is Sueno with her arms clutching Doji Gen. And then the water recedes down into the depths and says, "We should rest."
Thank you, Kami of the ocean. You have been very helpful, and we hope that your rest is a long and peaceful one.
All right.
At which point I'll turn around and look at Sueno and Gen, and then look up at Daidoji and say, "Let us get them dry and back to the village."
Agreed. If you'll give me a moment, I need to bind our prisoner here, and he's going to, now that this has all been secured, and the two that we were in pursuit of are now back above the surface of the water, he is going to bind and tie up the monk in a hojutsu fashion, using rope from his pack, and hopefully securing him. Not sure what other mystical arts the monk might be capable of, but hoping that this will be able to cancel out most of his abilities. And we'll start to make our way back.
Okay. Sueno coughs and sputters, and...
Sueno-san, are you able to walk?
Yes, but I can't hear her breathing.
Oh dear, okay.
So, she's not, though, got any training in the subject, so it's not necessarily...
Yeah, unfortunately, neither does Nori after this as well. The medicine kit was more of a gift than actual training.
All right. So,
at which point, Nori's gonna head down to the beach and see what kind of basic training he can provide.
All right, well,
basic medicine.
Let's see how you get. So Sueno helps pull Gen off the rocks, and as you're moving there,
Ooh.
She does sputter up a bunch of water. She is so that helps. That's good.
It does help. Actually, this is fun of thinking with Shugenja and Kami and spirits. I would like to commune with the spirits and try to pull them out of her lungs.
All right, you can try that.
So yeah, just a basic commune with.
You could also try to commune with the air kami and see if you might be able to displace the water with air. Yeah.
Actually, let's go with that because I've been relying a little heavily on the water kami lately. So let's go with the air kami on this regard.
Okay.
Never thought of using this ritual this way, but I like it. So it is a TN1 theology.
In fact, air is CPR.
In this regard, it would be.
I think so. That if we need to do any additional work, suffocation also counts as drowning, and that is a TN3 fitness earth check for themselves, but we might be able to do it with like an earth medicine check.
Well, in this regard, I have... I'll take the 2... Well, you only need the 1. 1 success and 3 opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So, and 1 strife to go along with that, because I can't get away from strife, which is a good thing. So I'll successfully commune with the air kami to request that they rush into Doji Gen's lungs and remove the water from them. And I'd like to use the opportunities to... I'm going to use the opportunities to go very precise with it. I don't want to overwhelm Gen's lungs. I don't want to, like, explode anything from, like, just the oversaturation of air. But I want to do it very, like, just enough to displace the water and kind of kickstart the breathing process again.
Okay, so normally if this was removing the dying condition, that would be a TN4 medicine, but you have the theology. You are working with the kami to try and support this, and so we'll go ahead and let you do this. She is still unconscious, however, but you think that. The air kami look upon her favorably anyway. So she is breathing. It's she really needs to see a real healer, like sooner rather than later, but she'll live for now.
She is breathing. That is the most that I can do for her at this moment. We do need to get to a proper healer, however. And in the lack of proper personnel to assist, Sueno, I will help carry Doji Gen back to the village, as long as Daidoji can handle that brute over there.
All right.
I don't believe he's got much fight in him after this. I'm sure he has been showing the error of his ways, and he'll kind of prod him forward with the end of his naginata to get him to march in front of us.
He marches in surly silence, expecting whatever fates the samurai deem to designate him with in time. And so you walk back down the beach as the gray clouds rumble through. It is beginning to get towards evening anyway. The sea grows a little stiller, and you can sort of see up beyond, in the cracks of the clouds, the moon begins to rise as you are reaching the village of Jinjahime's Blessing. At that point, the Tanegashima Tsuta, the village headwoman, and comes and quickly assesses the situation that's gone on and says, "Here, you may lay her down here," and hurries you inside to her hut again, where the bed where Gen was lying before is still on the floor.
She still has a very strong fever from whatever the monk has done to her, but we will need a proper physician here soon.
there are no physicians here, but there might be one with your forces that you're kind of the lead runners for. Does that make sense? So you are a forward force moving through the area with a larger group of samurai.
Right.
And so there were physicians, or at least Asahina more skilled in healing than you, and other people and monks, trying to deal with the injuries and stuff from the tsunami. So you could probably find somebody. Gen is stable for now, so that's good. All right. Congratulations. You've made it back to Jinjahimi's village, Blessing Village, and you have these prisoners. Now you can choose to go back to your forces at this point, and we can call it an end to this adventure. Or if you wish, there are some looters that Sueno was talking about in the Sakai estate. Always here, the people who attacked again when they first went there looking for help. So you can deal with that while you are. It is up to you.
We were sent here to heal the land and bring peace and serenity to where we could. And if there are bandits in the area, they must be dealt with.
Agreed.
All right. Well, the bandits in the area will certainly wait until morning. So the villagers try their best to move aside in their very damaged huts. And they bring you a small portion of meal, and you get to rest for the night before venturing forth the next day.
And as we start to bed down, Asahina will say, Daidoji, the next time you strike me, the kami will not be so forgiving as I am.
Are those the words of your founder, Asahina, resonating through your teachings of your order through you to this day?
No, those words are my own.
I would remember to hold to your founder's belief. You act with such vanity and haughtiness again. If you don't remember some humility, it shall have to be drilled into you. I can't believe you would think to chastise our prisoner, our defeated foe, in the face of those who are suffering, those who we have worked and given ourselves to protect.
Certain people must be told what their place is in this world, and some need to be reminded.
Indeed, and consider the butt of this Naginata your reminder, and I will not hesitate to remind you again if needed. And he kind of sets about to scrubbing the salt and deposits from the sea across the haft and blade of his naginata, and having to roll out his armor and trying to dry it and get rid of the worst of the scaling that is kind of built up over it from working around the sea.
At which point Nori just and it kind of rolls over onto the mat.
The sun rises bright and clear over a sparkling sea in the distance. The storm that has raged through the night has passed, and while your patient is still feverish and not yet conscious, she has not gotten worse through the night, and Sueno has been tending her as best she can. Your prisoner has not escaped, and you have managed to get some sleep by making sure that you have at least 3 villagers guarding any time, and some dire threats should he get away under their supervision. So you've both gotten some sleep, albeit nowhere near the luxury to which Asahina Nori wishes to stay accustomed. And it is time to head out to the Sakai estate if you are ready to go.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm all set.
I'll kind of give my armor and weapon a further once over and kind of pick off any still flaking sea salt off of them here and there with a bit of frustration, but I'll don that and make myself ready to head out in the morning.
Yeah, just a little bit of basic maintenance, just make sure the hair is down properly, kimono is straightened and looking good, because you got to at least make a statement where you can. And even though these lands are a little bit waterlogged, this is no place for impropriety to be.
All right, sounds good. So, leaving the villagers as guards. Well, is there anything else you want to do with it? Do you trust the villagers enough to leave with the monk? Do you...
More so than trying to juggle him while also engaging with bandits wherever we are headed to. So, yes, I think that we can entrust them with this. I would probably find some, whether there's a local village doshin, law enforcement representative that can that we can entrust the monk to in particular. I think we try to do that.
There is not. All of those positions were taken away. However, you could potentially leave Sueno there to keep track of them, and then ask one of the villagers to lead you to the estate.
I think that's probably the good call, because Sueno is not going to really want to leave Gen's side, I'm assuming, at this point.
Okay. So maybe then you could ask for the son of the village headman, who's Yasutada, the angry village teenager. You can ask Yasutada to lead you to the Sakai estate, maybe, and leave Sueno there in charge. Sound good?
Yeah, I think that's fine with me.
Yeah.
Nori? Yeah.
I think that's a great plan.
All right. So basically, you get up in the morning and tell the village headwoman, Suta, your plan, and Sueno says, "Be safe. I will guard the monk and look after again. Thank you again." And you go on your way.
All right, we head out, and
we're off.
The surly teen to lead us there. Yeah,
a couple more miles down the road. This one, kind of adjacent to the water. The coastline meanders in and out. So some places are really close to the water, some are further away. Most of this area has some tidal flats, but as you saw further south, this is more towards the north. In a bit more rocky area. And up there on a hill with a bit of a higher view over some of the other things, but closer to the water, you see the ruins of a fine estate. And there is a thin whisper of smoke rising in the morning air. And you can see from here that there are trees, there are torii arches, and a large building on the hill. And around it, there's a little fishing village area. You see the huts kind of where on the shore would be homes, but that's all been washed away, but what remains is this hill and this estate on this hill that is broken, but has thin column of smoke rising. And Yasutada points up there. It's up there. That's where the samurai are.
And how many approaches are there to it? Just the one on this main path, or is there a way that we might come about it from the sides or from behind?
You could look for other approaches. This is the main path. Some of them might have more hostile terrain to get through from there, but if you want to find a different way up, you could probably come in from the ocean side and climb up the rocks. If you want to be really unexpected, you could come in from the, you can't see from here what the approach from the north is. So
yeah, I think I might want to go ahead and try to come at it from the north, even if we have to go for some time inland. I have the expert tracker advantage, which says you can detect subtle signs of a person or animal's passage that others would overlook, and you could follow trail across rivers, towns, and other obstacles that would cause most trackers to lose it. So I think I want to find a deer path through some of the terrain and see if we might be able to come at it from the north that way.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Do you want to call that a survival or a fitness to kind of make this path?
I think I would call that a survival. It's only a TN one.
Okay. Okay.
Not a lot of deer here, but it's a fairly well-inhabited area, and you're not trying to find some specific individual or anything, so.
That works for me. And yeah, I'll go ahead and roll that with Earth. And would you allow me to reroll 2 dice with that advantage?
Of course.
All right, I'm going to do 1 and 4. All right, well, I still hit the TN of 1, and I'm going to have 2 opportunities on that check. Let's see here. I think I want to... Let's see here. What's a good way to spin these Earth ones? I want to memorize a detail from the activity that I can recall later if need be. An escape path, I think, would be really useful here. So in case things kind of go badly, I want to establish a place that we could fall back to and hopefully stay hidden if we need to in this brush along the deer path.
You can do that. I'd like to remind everybody that you are back to half
if we were over,
composure
go back
strife.
down to half.
So this is a full day. You are down fatigue. None of you took, I believe, any of fatigue, but if you had, you would be down that too. So you
took a little bit of fatigue from a naginata butt to the stomach, but that's all gone.
That's all gone today. But the memory burns on. All right.
I still have 4 strife.
All right. So, using the tricksy ways of the wild, you make your way through the undergrowth towards the back of the estate. Now, the main path to the estate looked fairly wide, but this back way, is not being cleared by anybody coming in and out. So it's kind of you're ducking under cover and sometimes crawling under a leaning wall, that sort of thing. So it's starting to make you feel a little uncomfortable, Moritora. You kind of it's hitting your claustrophobia a bit.
Okay.
If you wish, it can be enough that you can get a void point and take some strife.
I believe I will.
Okay, so take 3 strife and you may gain a void point, because I believe you spent 1 anyway.
Yep. I now have 1 of 1 void point.
All right. And so you make that way back through the through there, and it's closing in upon you, and you get to one point where you have to virtually crawl on your belly to get through a narrow passage past the broken walls of the estate. But you make it.
Uncomfortable, but able to press forward, and now kind of being able to get into at least a crouching position and catching their breath from their heaving chest. I'm going to go ahead and try to survey what I can see of the Sakai Estates from this angle.
All right. So looking around, now you're in the back of the estate. You've come kind of under and through the garden walls of what is obviously a luxurious estate. And you see the cracked building of a large house. It's not a full Kuden or anything like that, but it is an actual stone and wood house built as a permanent structure, so not just paper walls. And but it has been damaged by the tsunami. There are cracks in it, and you think you see a crack against the back wall that is large enough that you can squeeze into the house, and you would be kind of in the servants or kitchen area of the estate if you go that way, if you want to sneak in. Or you can, of course, go around the building and come in through a more decorous entrance, I suppose, albeit decorum has little place in a building like this.
Yeah, I'll kind of motion to Nori and point out the two possible entrances. I'm not sure if you wish to stride in confidently through there, or if you want to sneak in to where the staff might be in a normal estate.
Well, I'm not one to sneak about so often. There are only the two of us, and we do not know how many of the banditry there are. I think discretion might be wiser in this regard.
All right, then. Let's go ahead and try to make our way here. It'll be another tight squeeze, and you kind of hear his voice crack and seize a little bit as he says that. And he has to kind of force himself to move a little forward here and get back to crawling into these tight spaces to get into the servants area.
At which point, what Nori will do, as soon as you have that voice crack, Nori just smiles, chuckles a little bit, and says, "Oh, don't worry, Doji-san. I will take the lead if you are so afraid," and then kind of rush forward to do it first.
There you go. Take the lead.
All right. Okay. That definitely 100% was provocation. Go ahead and knock off some Strife there for being such a jerk.
Yeah, just a little bit.
All right. Okay. So you squeeze through the cracked back wall and you find yourself in what looks like a kitchen. There's a chain hanging from the ceiling from which there is a pot that would go over the recessed fireplace. There are, tables upon which food would be prepared. There is what looks like a big stone box built of cobblestones glued together with clay, in which there lays a large metal wok that would be used for preparing or steaming all kinds of food, with a small fireplace underneath, but the fire is long dead. There is no one in this room. You can go forward out of this room, or you can into the next room forward. You can kind of look in there. You don't see anything immediately. You suspect from the normal building of a house that this would be another servants area of the house, but the room beyond that would start being in the owner's area of the house, if that makes sense.
Well,
Yeah, I follow.
I'm not one versed in assaulting a position like this. Where would your mind take us?
Let's head to where the head of the household would be. If we can hopefully take out who might have decided to lord about in this estate, it might go a long way to hampering the morale of the others.
Okay. So,
Very well. Lead on.
Okay, are you trying to be stealthy?
I would be.
I can try.
Okay, that would normally be an air skullduggery of some sort. I will use a hidden TN. So if you wish to take the lead on that, you can have another void point.
Yeah, I think I will, and I will spend it immediately on this check.
Okay.
And I'll assist by not messing up. It's unskilled, however.
There you go. That's fine. That'll do. Hey, not bad. So yeah, we will go ahead and keep it, and that is 3 successes, 1 opportunity, and 3 strife. Unfortunately, as I have to creep and creak along in this passage with the stress kind of coming in and flooding over me. Okay. And yeah,
I can take one of those strife as it's a
let's do that.
Yeah, it's a little reassuring to you that Asahina is actually a little bit more quieter than you thought he would have been. Whereas Asahina on the other side is going, "Why am I doing this? This is wrong. Why am I in the middle of an enemy stronghold?"
There you go. Let's see here. Ways to use this air. Let's see. This would have been a trade as well. It seems good. I
mean, the more obvious one is acting more stealthily.
Act subtly and stealthily did not attract attention. Yeah, let's go ahead and spend 1 on that.
All right. Sounds good. All right. You come into the next room, which is a kind of corridor separating what seems like the servants' quarters, and kitchens, that side of the estate, from, as I said, the main rooms of the estate. Like many Japanese buildings, the walls are flexible and the floor plan can be changed by the placement of shoji screens. So, you couldn't say what room in the official area of the castle you're going to be entering, but there is a very water damaged screen here, slightly off a rail, and in the room beyond, you see not facing you because you have managed to be very sneaky, the back of a samurai wearing the colors. He looks like a proper samurai, and he's wearing a guard's uniform. If you would like to do a culture check, you can see what kind of guard he is.
I definitely want to do that.
Yeah, I think so as well. I will go into water to kind of survey and make a good appraisal look of it.
Okay. This would be a TN2 in water.
So, unfortunately, I'm compromised, so I will get just 2. I will get 0 successes, so shortfall of 2.
Okay.
And I got 2 successes.
Okay. So, on your check, you can read, and Nori, you can see that this is a Sakai house guard. So he is actually someone who should be here doing what should be in this house, guarding it. He is standing in the living room, front room of this house. He doesn't look like he's at particularly good attention or anything. He looks downright slovenly for a house guard, but then again, you really don't look much better, all things considered, how things have been the last couple of days. So that's what he looks like. What do you want to do? He's not paying attention to you.
Let me think of something right quick. Give me one moment.
I believe that Moritora is going to draw out one of his knives, a small Iguchi, and ready to pounce on the man if he needs to.
Okay.
Okay. What I would like to do is like to invoke upon the kami of air to summon forth a token of memory. And basically I would like to create a small object that is just in my hand. And the idea is that I want to summon up a scroll basically stating that we're supposed to be here.
Okay.
So let me do that right quick. It is a TN of... Sorry. It is a TN2 Theology Air check.
All right. Go for it. How'd you do?
So what I got was 2 successes, 2 opportunities, and 2 strife. I will, because I'm summoning something, I will also get an additional 2 opportunities as per my class ability. So 2 of the opportunities I will use to give my illusionary objects mass, and they can be interacted with if possible. They'll still vanish at the end of the scene, which hopefully I won't need. And the other 2 opportunities I would like to use is I want to make this a little bit more of a subtle, like, invocation, because obviously I still need to pray to the kami, and this is something that I would be doing out loud. So what I will do is, in the form of my prayers, I will start saying something a little bit louder to get the guard's attention. But in my getting his attention is how I'm casting or invoking the kami to have this illusion pop up. Something along the lines of, Kami of the air, why, oh why is this place such a damp area? Why must we be here? It must be because of this deed and this right that I have. And just kind of get the guard's attention that way.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Is there anything you want to do while Nori is doing this, Morita? He starts talking.
Yeah, he starts talking, and I kind of see where he's going with it. And I'm going to slip the Iguchi into the sleeve of my kimono and try to conceal it in case I need to make use of it. I can very quickly do so, but still kind of have it at the ready.
All right.
But at least being a little bit more discreet with it.
So when you start to speak, the guard turns, looks at you, and says, "Oh, Doji's tits, who are you?"
I am Asahina Nori, and this is my traveling companion, Daidoji. We're here to inspect the area for any kind of damages and various injuries that may have occurred through the tsunami. And I'll hand him this illusionary but real scroll and say, "We are looking for the master of the household. Where might he be?"
He takes the scroll, his eyes narrow, and says, the 2 of you, huh? Jakachu, Kitsuko, come here. Representatives have come. And as he shouts, 2 other samurai dressed as Sakai house guards come from different places in the room. So And one of them, who is an older, man, looks like a veteran with graying hair, says, "What is it, Norimuro?" And so that looks to be the one he named Jakachu. A woman in armor, the one he called Kitsuko, comes in. She looks a little kind of dazed and out of it, almost just hanging back. And Norimuro, who's this slender guard, turns to Jakachu and says, "These two say they have come with this writ to inspect the property. Well, what should we do, Jakachu?"
I suggest that you let us inspect the property and be on with it.
Just point us in the direction of Sakai-sama, and we can be in and out in just a few moments.
Oh, the one called Jakachu comes forward, and he looks at you two, looks at the writ, takes the writ. Ah, right. Sakai-sama would, I'm sure, love to see you, but he's indisposed right now, and if you'll just walk this way, I can take you to his waiting chamber. And he gestures for you to go past him, and I'd like you to roll initiative, please.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep. It was worth a shot.
All right.
This would be a new scene, correct?
This is a new scene.
Excellent.
Oh,
I'm no longer compromised. Okay.
Correctly with the correct amount.
D20 Radio, where gamers roll.
www.d20radio.com.